still not quite old enough to retire, so. You have a sweat going?
My iron and my B12 and my vitamin D, everything that's low is low. So I get cold easily. I don't know why. I feel like an 80-year-old woman sitting here cold. I don't know why. And so I'm just trying to get it up boosted. I've been feeling really tired.
My husband, who drinks with every meal and, drinks, eats a lot of calcium, has a vitamin D deficiency. He found out at the doctor.
And mine, the doctor's like, go out, enjoy the sun. I said, I'm allergic to the sun, so I can't enjoy the sun. But that's one of the problems, so.
No, you're good. You sit right there. You're good. I'm trying to do the thing.
That's okay.
Well, you're cut off at the nose, but I can't help it.
You can leave me out, okay.
I don't know when the next meeting is, so if you don't do that today, when do you want to do it?
Maybe sometime in August. We'll just get them out there again, so.
I know, but you can't.
Maybe.
No, it's only gonna be here one month. Oh, early. I don't know, something like that. I don't understand what you're talking about. Write it down and slide it over.
So passing notes in class.
Yep.
Or you're taking a test.
Send me to the back.
Let's turn that one on, and I gotta hit this one, and make sure this one, I don't mind if I can edit this one, cut the beginning off.
Should work, right? Should work, right?
All right.
That's your list of those figures on there.
Right, I note.
You what?
All right. Everybody stand. Meeting's called to order. For a moment of silence. All right, the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, thank you. No, you framed it, yes.
It's a, one of those, it's down by your feet, I think.
All right.
It's right behind her chair.
No, over there, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's one of
One of
those
the
Japanese
Japanese
beetles.
Roll call?
John England.
Here.
Sean England.
Here.
Ricardo Nardella.
Jelly.
Wow.
Here.
All right, everybody have a chance to read over the minutes from our last meeting on July 2nd?
Second. I need
I need a motion.
motions, yeah. I'm paying attention there.
Motion to approve the minutes.
A motion to accept last July 2nd meeting minutes.
I have a motion by LaDawn,
Second.
seconded by Rick. To approve the minutes from the July 2nd meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Treasurer's report?
There's the, July bills up to this, today, are in there. General fund has $40,264.50 in it. Liquid fuels has $75,243.80. The ARPA grant has $32,306.10 in it.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
I second that.
A motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to accept the treasurer's report. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. Visitors and guests, we have Jack Lang on the agenda. Jack, do you mind if I have everybody else go and then we can?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Spade?
In October, we have education, and I was wondering if you would pay for that. I'm paying for the room and board, which is about $500.
Do you know how much the education total would be?
Be $190.
Okay. We can put that on the next agenda?
Don't need to know until October.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for consideration, Mr. President.
Diane, anything? Okay. Jack?
Yeah, I talked to Mary Sue, and I see it's already on the agenda, but, the last it was called a donation from the art monies, November 1st of 21. That was to cover the year 21. That was check number 1003. There was no payments for 2022, and no payments thus far, which is half due so far for this year.
I'm sorry, could you say that again? November 1st of what?
November 1st of 2021,
Okay.
check number 1003 was out of the art funds to the fire company,
And how much was that?
$3,500. If you need to see a copy of it, I have it.
Okay. Thanks.
No payments for 2022, $3,500. No payments for 2023, which just half is due right now. The other half is due in December per the contract agreement, whatever you want to call it. $7,000. Mary Sue and I was talking, the borough was settled in 1876 and incorporated in 1883. I did find that. There's .38 square miles in the borough, including the stream. The rest I can wait till you bring up later.
Hold on,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I gave her with those figures, you're gonna have to recheck that, okay?
Okay.
There is a couple other little things. The light pole at the fire hall, they were supposed to remove it, but they haven't done it yet. The guy came to remove everything, but he didn't want to do it himself.
Okay.
I did talk to the guy, whether there's gonna be still a charge or not, I kinda doubt it, because he told me that they determined that pole to be gravel rotted.
Okay.
So, it's a good chance there won't be any fee for that light. Did you make a motion to remove that lighting pole?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
We made motion, how do you rate that? But you,
To check it.
get in contact with them to have that
Right,
pole
Yeah.
removed, yeah.
I did.
I think
So we did make a motion to that.
yeah,
And he wanted a picture of it, so
Right.
Joe went down and took the picture and sent it to him.
Yeah, we had sent a picture, number there to them. Yeah, that
but
was,
I saw the serviceman down there one day, and I stopped and questioned him. He showed me the orders for him to remove it.
So if he had the orders and stuff, I wonder why he didn't bring
I don't know.
somebody to remove it.
Well, they sent one guy up, figuring one guy could remove the light head and the wiring and then have another
he'd report that back,
Yeah.
and send a crew up with enough guys to do it.
everything.
So we,
So they'll remove the light and the wiring, but we have to remove the pole?
No, they're gonna remove the pole.
They'll remove the pole also, okay.
so that part is more or less done.
But
as
still, you
far
would
as
think-
concerned.
Oh,
We
yeah,
would have
I
2 or
agree.
3 people just, or at least another person, like, I don't understand that.
Well, they run single people in the trucks usually, and they have to bring probably get 3 trucks lined up. One guy does one thing, and the other guy does something else.
You don't do what you're not supposed to do. Yeah,
So, and Mary Sue and I talked about this, she got the bill for the workman's comp.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's on your bills for payment for tonight or not, but it should be. That way you don't have to pay the, what do I call it, Mary Sue? The, installment fees. Park Company wants to thank for the usage of the park for on the 6th of September. I'm sorry, the June 24th for the poker float. And that's it.
so the pole problem's pretty much settled, just
Pretty much.
that's,
Just for them getting it out.
put that away,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And, well, as you know, for your boat float, me and Walt did what we could,
yeah. I went down and spent
You helped
5 hours,
some.
Marty Adams,
so.
Marty Rebel went down and did
Yeah,
some. My my nephew went and mowed the park a second time.
did he the one that, mowed the Little League fields and the other?
Yes.
Okay, we didn't know who did that.
Yeah. No, I didn't know who did it either. He told me later.
We tried to figure out who it was, but we didn't know who it was. I did thank Marty for the help of cutting it,
Yeah.
because we was in a rough time.
Our mower was in the shop,
Yeah,
so.
did you get it back?
Who,
Um,
what's his name, Jack?
James.
I think we did get it back, but there was a lot of things, because it's an older mower, so they had to get a lot of parts for it,
Yeah,
so that's why we couldn't
yeah, we
do
did
it.
get the mower back, Jack.
Yeah,
okay.
so we did get it back, so,
So I don't have to worry about going down mowing the LZ side?
no.
Because it needs it.
We should be able to get somebody down this week. I'll
Yeah.
talk to
I'll talk to Joe
one of the
Well,
guys, and we should be able to get that in a day or two.
tomorrow and tell him to make sure that landing zone's kept. Usually Walt, I believe, usually kept that pretty well
Yeah.
open there.
Yeah, I did.
So, he'll continue, well, until the end of the month, but I'm sure Joe
Right.
will do it. So, yeah, we'll make sure because that needs to be,
I was
the
contemplating
landing.
taking my mower down to do it, but I blew the belt, so
I did,
not until I get a
I
belt replaced.
had to replace one of my belts from cutting the grass down there too, so,
I know, like, when the mower was getting fixed, Mary Sue, they were using their mower also
Yeah.
for some of the stuff, so I do appreciate that also, cause you don't wanna keep putting somebody else's, obviously, somebody else's,
The Borough doesn't have a push mower to do what Walt was doing?
Yeah, I think, I asked Walt that, he said, yeah,
we,
that's what they do this out here with.
yeah, but like I said, I think with the rain and off and on, like in the storm, like it's either too wet down there because obviously it gets swampy, and I've seen that
Yeah.
before.
So,
So I don't know if it was because of that, or it's just with the mower being in the shop, and then we finally just got it back, so like I said, it's supposed to be good weather. I think it's actually supposed to rain tomorrow,
Yeah.
but I think we're supposed to have at least a couple days this week, so we'll get to it, so.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah, we got the mower back, so we ought to be okay with that. Okay. Thanks, Jack.
Welcome.
Grants, Rick Mardelli.
We had PennDOT, me and Joe and Walt went with them, we went around, checked a lot of roads for resurfacing and so forth. And, he sent us the estimate for that, but this piece, part of, Wood Street up here, the one end of it, going from Oak Street out to the end there, I know his name. Out to the end where they done paving, not clean to the end of Wood Street, but out, just, out to where the house is at. And, his recommendation on that was just all we had to do, is what he said, we didn't have to advertise it for that because it was gonna be under, $20,000. And, that just make 3 phone calls, see about getting someone to come in and redo that road. We are in the process of that. I don't know if we got all 3, anything on that yet, but that's the process on that road. The rest of the roads, came back at $337,255 total. Now, the guy from PennDOT recommended we make a resolution to apply for grant for that. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. Is make a resolution so we get that in process. And get that as soon as we can, and maybe doubtful we'll get anything done this year, but be able to get the roads worked on next year in 25. Get us to get all the roads done. But we're gonna get as many of them done as we can. Okay?
Question on the roads, are you guys still do pothole patching?
Oh, yeah, in between, oh, yeah, that,
Because I noticed out at, 4th Street, where I call it Johns'
came
Hill.
out the end,
Yeah, well, before this end, it all turned black.
did it?
I don't know what happened there, but there's some major holes there, and then going down the hill, around the curve going down. And I think what's causing your issue there is probably the shade of the trees, not allowing things to dry out properly.
Well, we have, that's some of the roads that's on the list. Right here. Yeah, we got a lot of roads. You get, parts of Railroad Street, Spruce Street, Chestnut Street, Pine Street, I think it is, Hickory Street. Yeah, we were down, we drove up and down every alley, every street, we marked them down. He marked them down and PennDOT sent us this estimate with, what they figured it would cost. So now all we gotta do is we're gonna make a resolution, and if it passes, then they'll get us started to apply for the grant for some more money on that.
Was that Sean Augustus that came?
Sean Agosti, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
The multimodal grant is, we're applying for the full amount, right?
Yeah,
For the full amount of what the estimate was from PennDOT. It's a multi-million-dollar grant. So, you can subtract from that amount, or you can't add to that amount. So if you put in for 337,000, you
Right.
can't go higher. You can always subtract from that.
if we have to remove some of the roads in order to meet the grant, we can. But if we're able to get, if they say, well, you can get more than that, we can't add another street to it to make it more. That's gonna be the grant, when we apply for, that's be all we'll be able to get. But we can't take streets off of it to meet the amount that we are eligible to receive.
Are you gonna work on the cross, drains this year in preparation for next year?
He did look at those and asked Joe and, Walt about the cross drains. There's a couple of them, that Walt said that should be cleanly checked, and, he was supposed to put that, it's supposed to be an assessment somewhere.
Thank you.
Before you make your resolution on it, is that amount gonna be high enough? You go, the way the prices fluctuate up and down, maybe instead of going for 337, can you go for 350?
We can only go for what the guy from PennDOT
Okay.
What the
said about
estimate
it.
is,
That's the highest.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
We can
That's
go-
the highest.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Make it for a little more just in case. Right, but no, this is one of the things, that's gotta go with the grant for applying for that money, requesting a certain amount. And that's set by PennDOT, so we can't rate it now.
The hope is if we get anywhere near that amount,
Oh, yeah.
we can get maybe one company to come in and do a bunch of streets. That way it's cheaper
Oh, yeah.
across
I
the
mean-
whole project. You know what I
A
mean?
lot of streets in the borough needs done, there's no question. We just gotta decide which one gets it first. Once we know how much, then we gotta figure out which, according to his list here, figure out where the money kinda go, which street, everything. So we covered all the streets in the borough. We didn't leave any behind. Any more questions?
All right, I need a motion to make a resolution.
I'll make a motion to make a resolution to apply for a multimedia grant through what the Department of Economic Development to pave the roads in the borough. $337 and $337,255.
I got a motion.
I'll second that.
I got a motion from Rick, a second from LaDawn, to make a resolution to apply for the multimodal grant through the Department of Community and Economic Development to pave roads in the borough. The amount is $337,255. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Question on the
Motion carried.
resolution, I believe you have to have a resolution number assigned to it and a roll call.
Yeah.
Yeah, a roll call on it.
Now?
On the resolution, yes.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, Jack.
May I add that there's no matching money needed with that? If it went through PennDOT, there would be matching money, but this is going through DCED, and there's no match needed.
For your records, to make sure that it's in I know all three of you approved it.
Right.
She needs to make sure that it says Sean Yang, yes, Don Yingling, yes, Ricardo Nardelli, yes, on that resolution. Mary Sue, you're looking, giving me a bad look there, but
Oh,
I know that what the resolutions are.
Sean Agosti has not given me the thing for it yet, so
Okay.
I'll ask him.
And I'd like to make a motion to collect quotes for paving of the end of Wood Street, going from Oak to the end, where the houses are at,
Okay. Motion by Rick.
And that's for the
for this year.
borough's look at fuels money, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's under 20,000, so.
I second that.
Got a motion by Rick, second by LaDawn, to collect quotes, telephone quotes for paving of a portion of Wood Street from Oak until where the houses end. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
It can be done on the telephone, but they'll just go ahead and email it then. Yeah, so.
Yeah. Personnel, LaDawn?
So I'd like to allow Joe to proceed. He's the only one that came forward to asking about school and certification to become the Coalport Borough Code Enforcer. So we're gonna take him up on that offer. I don't see a line out there to do it. And so we would go with that, and we're gonna look up the school and then certifications to see what he would need. And, I need a motion to allow Joe to do that and to, I don't even know what else to say, to get voted on. Is there anything I'm missing with that? Part?
Do you motion?
So I motion Joe to get his schooling and certification to become a code enforcer.
I'll second it.
We're gonna have a motion by LaDawn, second by Rick, to allow our maintenance person, Joe DeGennaro, to pursue schooling certification to become the Coalport Borough Code Enforcer. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
So I was also going through Mary Sue work. There's lots of things that she's been coming up, hours here and there. I know a couple of sick days and stuff, which we all can be sick. I have to say it though. So I know a lot of times she only puts her hours that she works, and she does, but there's extra hours that we don't pay her for. So I would like to try to get those extra 5 hours. Not saying that she uses them every week, but I would like to extend her hours from 20 to 25, if we all agree.
I'll second it. You make a motion to it.
If he motion,
He motioned, yeah.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Got a motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to raise our secretary, Mary Sue Huey's hours from 20 to 25. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so you all got the sheet, but we did have 2 more interviews today. I wasn't sure if they were gonna come or not this morning. I did have a name because that's our top name. I did not give him a phone call yet. I will do that after the meeting, but I would like to motion to hire another maintenance to replace Walt. Walt is retiring at the end of this month. So hopefully he'll have a few days to work him in. And this position is for 35 hours a week, and it's at $11 an hour, depending on all clearances. He will be getting his, I'm trying to word this right, because we would like him to start, if possible, this week when we get the phone, or to the phone calls, but is there like a 5-day or a 10-day period where we can do, like, where he can do his physical and, like, do you know what I mean? Like, is it,
You can motion.
because we
hire
need this person hired, like,
pending all his clearances and his physical.
okay.
There's a physical, drug test, and the 2 state police clearances.
So we have to
No,
get
he
all that
does-
back before he could actually start, or could he start before
Yeah,
that?
as long as
This,
you work like
this,
that.
person does have his clearances, but they were outdated, I think, within a couple months, so he was gonna redo that, so that's shouldn't be a problem. But I was just worried about the physical, like, can we give that extra, like, if he would start, per se, like, Tuesday, we'll say, but can we give him like that 5 days to go and get his physical and stuff, and, like, are we?
Yeah, I just
able
have to call ahead at that
Okay,
place, I'll have to get the name
in
of it.
Station Medical to get
Yeah,
that
and
organized.
they'll go ahead and get it.
Okay, so how do I want to word this?
It's a grace period, really. Want to hire him for immediate, immediately hire him, and his continued employment's based on his clearances coming back.
Okay, everything that Sean said, so I have to say it too.
It's said, I can't say it.
I know.
Did you get all that?
What's that?
I said,
So we're gonna hire this person. I have to do the phone call, after the meeting. Hire this person, and we're gonna have a 5-day grace period for his physical and to finish up his clearances, renew, and his drug test. So,
Physical drug test.
yes.
You made a motion, right?
So I made a motion to accept this new position and the 35 hours at $11 an hour.
Okay. Motion from LaDawn,
Second.
second from Rick. To hire this individual for the maintenance position beginning on July 25th at $35 or 35 hours, $11 an hour. Grace period pending all of his clearances. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
If you're gonna pay $35 an hour,
Yeah.
can I
It's
switch?
gonna be $11 or 11 hours.
Let him have secretary.
Okay, so, there's old business. Let me skip that first part real quick. And I'm going to go to listing titles with Jack in the fire company. So, there's a paper here. And you did get this agreement,
No, I did not.
okay.
It's a copy of the agreement that,
Okay,
Okay,
it's from
so-
2020. I think it's the last time it was renegotiated.
yeah, pretty much so.
Okay, so
Yeah, last time it was
I'll have a
due
copy for you instead
April
too.
6th. So when the last one?
So we have, agreement was last done on the sign of April, May of 2020, for 3,500 voted for that per year. September 13th, 2021, motion made to donate 3,500 from the ARPA. And that was for 2021. So 2022, Jack Lane says we owe 3,500, which we know. 2023, Jack says we owe at least half right now. So that comes out to 5,200. Does that sound about right?
Mhm.
Okay.
250.
And just, you need to remember that by the end of the year, you owe that other
Yes,
1750.
yes. So I'm gonna read what we have written here. So I need to make a motion to make the donation to the fire company from the ARPA grant to cover the 2020 agreement between the fire company and the borough. The 3,500 will cover the back year of 2022, and the 1,750 will be this year's donation, bringing the total to 5,200.
No,
It should be 5,250.
Sorry,
Yeah, by that,
No.
250.
that isn't not correct. Back years of 2020, I agree with that, but you have it down here, and 1750 will be this year's donation.
So far.
That's
so
half.
far.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Yeah, because it was
First
due in
half.
June.
That would,
So there's a clearance on
we're gonna have
that.
to bring
Yeah, it
the
was
agreement
due
up to
June.
date.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, just
So
so
that's
you're
1750
aware
for the
of
first half of this year.
first half of this year,
Right.
okay, so,
The 3,500 for the whole year of 22.
right,
So
okay, so let me
that would bring
rephrase
us up
this.
to date to where we are right now.
correct.
Okay,
And that
let
would
me
be settled on that part.
So let me rephrase this.
Well, you're fine,
We'll
just,
get it.
just as long as you have it,
Yes.
because
okay,
when- the way it's read there, it says this will be this year's
Okay,
donation.
so the 3,500 will cover the back year of 2022, and the 1,750 will be this year's
First half,
first half
Of 20,
donation. Hold on, donation, bringing the total to $5,250. Okay, all right, so half.
Oh, you made a motion?
Hold on, of this year. And then the second half would be $1,750, right?
It's due in December.
Due in
Beginning of
December, beginning of December.
That's not in with your motion now.
No.
Are you just giving me figures here, or is
I'm
that?
giving myself figures, so I don't.
All right, did you make a motion?
So I make that a motion.
Pretty much what it wrote down here.
I have a motion from LaDawn,
Second,
second by Rick, to approve the donation to the fire company for the ARPA grant to cover the 2020 agreement, 3,500 for the year 2022, and 1,750 for the beginning of this year. It was due in June, bringing the total to $5,250, and to make us all caught up.
to the state, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, and there's also a motion to make a donation of $1,000 to the ambulance company from the ARPA grant. And
make
I
the-
believe that would be Arvona?
Arvona,
Is
I
that,
didn't know the proper name, sorry about that.
that's okay. So we'll put, it is Arvona's.
IVAS,
ID.
IV,
yeah.
Yeah.
Arvona,
Voluntary ambulance service.
IVAS, you said. Okay, thank you so much.
Arvona Volunteer, IBFC.
no,
No,
No.
AV,
IBAS.
IVAS, yeah.
Yeah, hey, no,
Voluntary ambulance service.
ambulance service, not fire company.
Okay, it.
All right, had half of it right.
Okay, so do I have a motion?
I make a motion to give $1,000 to the Arvona, the IBAD.
S.
S. Arvona Volunteer Fire, the ambulance company.
I
Alright.
second that motion to the IVAS Arvona Ambulance
Let
Service.
me take it out, should we put down there, taking out the ARP grant or? Yeah,
That's the ARPA grant, yes.
I got a motion from Rick, second by LaDawn, to make a donation of $1,000 to the IVAS, which is the Arvona Voluntary Ambulance Service. The monies will come from the ARPA grant. All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Yeah, okay. All right. I need a motion to approve the termination of the existing agreement with the Glendale Volunteer Fire Department, engine company number 1, consistent with section 6 of the agreement requiring at least 60 days in advance notice in writing of either party wishing to terminate the same, and authorize in writing of either party wishing to terminate the same, and authorize the borough solicitor and secretary to notify the fire company with suitable notice of Coalport's intent to terminate the said agreement.
This, just terminate this one, then,
That's
No,
just a
no
motion.
negotiate, go,
renegotiate
There
what
you
you're
go.
looking for.
This is right now.
Yeah, for now. Because what it says right up.
With the financial state of the borough, we don't feel it's right for a council and a incoming council to have an agreement that they didn't vote for.
but you do have one in place that was signed 16 years ago. Mary Sue told me with Penelec. And that's an ongoing
This is-
agreement. That was for services rendered to the borough. These are services rendered to the borough.
We feel like every year it should be, not saying it won't be the full amount, but we're just saying that we feel like everybody has their opinion, so when
I agree.
everybody comes to, when they come on board, we want them to have their opinion on this also, so we can all agree on something, so there always will be, there should always be something,
I
should
agree.
say.
Are you going to do the same with Penelec?
Well, the Penelec agreement was
What, in the water, in the
And the
sewage?
no, the water and the
Okay.
sewage is
This
separate.
is, this has nothing.
the
to do-
Yes,
Penelec
it
agreement.
does.
Well, the Penelec agreement had to be.
Are you renegotiating the contract with senior citizens for that room that you're renting?
When that's at, when the,
No,
when the
every year.
contract is
Every
over.
year, that's what she said.
This is, I'm
This-
not gonna argue.
No, the agreement with them is after a certain amount of years, they will start paying rent.
Right,
After they,
After
Did
that
they-
agreement is up.
but should
when-
that be brought up every year with the new council to have, where they could have it changed?
That was a legal agreement done the way
but
it
we
was
wanted
done.
to do it
And that's
the
what
right
you're
way
doing.
with the
Yeah,
new
because
council members.
they paid for the renovations on it.
They
They're
paid
taking
for that.
this,
We're basically taking their rent off of what the renovations they paid for in our building.
Mhm.
So once that agreement is done,
They start paying. us.
then there will be a renegotiation. Now, the Penelec agreement had to be a long-term agreement. It had to be a multi-year contract. This is stated in the contract itself, in the agreement
Yes.
itself, that it's on a year-to-year basis.
It's on a year with the 60-day notice.
Yes,
We did that for the or for the convenience of both parties.
Yes, which
Yeah.
we want to.
That's fine.
We're not saying we're not going to donate anything to the fire company. I would be open to even setting a minimum amount,
At least.
you know, but we want to basically we want to base it off of what monies Coalport Borough has available at the end of the year.
Correct. I agree.
Because we do not know when something's going to break down. We don't know the furnace in this
I agree
building.
with what you're saying, but at the same token, you need to look at other donations as well to cut back on. You know, I don't know who all you donate to, but you need to make that, you know, equal amount decrease. The fire company went from, I believe it was 7,500, don't hold me to that number, down to the 3,500 because of the financial state of the borough. That's why it was dropped down to that 3,500. I believe, LaDawn, you were on council at that time.
Financial state is.
Like I said, and I was all new at that, so like I said, but I feel like we all, like I said, we all have opinions and we're all open. And I like to keep it that way for all opens. And this is the first time I think we even donated to the ambulance.
No, you
And,
did not, you donated it.
I mean, maybe in the
No.
past,
I
but
think
for the
last year
last
we did
couple,
too.
I don't know for
Oh,
sure.
No, according to the guy who was here and talked to us, we had not. So, in
I,
his memory anyhow.
So that's why I said, I don't know if there was another one or not, but I don't know that, so,
it doesn't mean we're not gonna give the fire company anything,
No,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
We just feel like the
We gotta
new
work
members
around.
that keeps coming in, and this is a struggle, it's not, we just wanna be open and stuff like that too.
Everything in the borough is old. Everything the borough council, this Coalport Borough owns is old. The backhoe is old. We have no idea when anything's gonna break in this building. We have to replace grates constantly for the furnace, which they're not cheap. Last year, we got a bad batch of coal that, I mean,
Costs an extremely amount of money to
yeah, it
fire.
cost us more electricity, it cost us more personnel hours.
There you go.
We just want to keep Coalport Borough going for the next 5 years, 10 years. And like I said, I would be open, because I feel like we should put something in the budget for the fire company, just to have a plan in place.
Correct, if you go back through your minutes, that's why I was here months ago before your budget. And you didn't have anything in the budget at that point in time.
Yeah, I feel
I
that
agree.
this year's budget needs to have it in there, and I feel,
We didn't have a whole council either, I don't think we even started meeting until what, March or April of this year, because we didn't
I honestly
have
feel
anybody
like
though too.
to put in the budget, I mean, for me personally, it's like $2,000 base minimum in the budget. And at the end of the year, if we did not spend that much money on coal or don't spend that much money on firing the
Like a
furnace.
percentage of how much we got
Errors.
left,
But-
remaining.
Yeah.
But please keep
I
in
think
mind
that's
that
what
the fire
Terry
company
said,
bills are going
what's
up
left
as
at the
well.
end of the year.
Yeah.
Our power
I
bill,
know.
Penn Electric, our heating fuel,
Yes,
our insurance bills, the truck maintenance, our
Yes.
truck maintenance is all going up at the same time as well.
yes, and
Yeah.
that's the same here, you know,
Yeah, we're
obviously we
both
all know that too.
running the same problem, we got a lot of stuff to take care of,
Yeah, and you
we
will,
don't have the money,
and you
a lot of
are,
money to
and you
take
are
care of.
personally too, hopefully, you know,
every,
not hopefully, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If you're watching your numbers, your expenses at home.
Yeah, this economy does not lend itself to donations or, you know, it used to be, it wasn't worth driving 25 miles to another grocery store to get something, to get groceries. But now it's well worth going, you know what I mean? It's just the economy we have right now. All right, did I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion,
I second
as it
that.
says here.
Okay, I have a motion by Rick, second by LaDawn, to approve the termination of the existing April 6, 2020 agreement with the Glendale Volunteer Fire Department Engine Company Number 1. Consistent with Section 6 of the agreement, requiring at least 60 days advance notice in writing of either party wishing to terminate the same. and to authorize in writing the termination of the contract. We're gonna authorize the borough solicitor and secretary to notify the fire company with suitable notice of the Coalport's intent to terminate the said agreement. It will be in writing as what's stated in the agreement. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, new business, correct?
Oh, yeah, I have, an offer for 2 pieces of junk equipment we have out here. We can't use it, don't have no use for it. One for that back plow. It went with the Mitsubishi tractor,
It's a grader.
huh?
It's a grader from the Mitsubishi.
Yeah, grader, I call it back plow. And it looks like a plow. And there's an old trailer out there, I don't have no idea what it's used for. Neither does anybody else. And we just junk laying around. So, Marty Redbaum offered $100 for the plow, and Rick Kritchek offered $100 for the trailer. So I make a motion to the effect that we sell them 2 pieces to those individuals for $100 each.
Who's getting the small trailer?
Huh?
Who's getting the small trailer?
Rich Kritchek.
Oh, Rich Country.
Oh, they're not both from Marty, then they're Richards.
Richard.
His,
I have a motion by Rick,
the trailer, Richards.
The trailer for Rich, yeah.
I
And the
second
plow
that.
for Marty.
motion by Rick, second by LaDawn, to approve the sale of the grader to the zero turn to Martin Redbaum and the small trailer to
Grader-
Rich Karinchak for
Grader was
$100
to
each.
Mitsubishi,
Oh, okay,
the tractor that we had.
okay. Yeah, the grader to Martin Redbaum and the small trailer to Rich Karinchak for $100 each. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Solicitor sent us a letter on some things, some options
No.
for the last wish. The solicitor,
No,
oh. They want some
This
letters,
one.
huh?
you missed one.
5 to 3.
I was gonna go back to that.
Oh, okay, you want to just mix me up? Okay.
Okay, I'll go with that one.
What is he now?
If,
He's gonna do this one then that one. But that's fine, whichever one you do.
okay, I'll go with solicitor, then we'll get to that one next.
Okay.
He gave us a couple options on the block buildings,
You can't.
what to do.
We're not gonna talk about the action. Okay?
Hold on, don't get excited. And, first thing on both options, they have to be sent a letter to the owners, of the properties and to get them cleaned up. That's the first step. After that, then we'll be discussing on which route to go from there, but, so I'd like to make a motion for solicitor to send letters to the, with the all of them or just a couple of them? Then,
I have, 2 owners, so
okay,
whatever we decide we want it to, we can do that.
okay,
That's why I had plural.
okay. To the owners of properties that needs to be, of the blighted properties that needs to be repaired or torn down, send a letter, for solicitor, send them a letter to that effect, to either fix them or turn them, I don't know if it's a word, but, yeah, just send a letter to the owners of the property that they need to be repaired or torn down.
Would there be a time limit on the letter,
We don't know.
Mr. President?
That would,
That we're not sure of. It would have to be the solicitor and what the law is.
Who makes the determination what a dangerous property is?
The,
Community for economic
I
development.
can't think of her
Du
name.
Bois.
Do you use Penvest as your code, officer?
Penn.
Penvest?
Penn.
Or-
Is that who determines upstate?
Yeah, that's up to them. Yeah. They have their own criteria.
Yeah.
I second that.
They decide that.
I second that motion.
I got a motion from Rick, second by LaDawn, to approve the solicitor to send letters to the owners of dangerous properties that have been determined in the borough. These letters will state that they need to have them cleaned up, whether it be repair or torn down. All in favor?
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Now, since there's only 3 of us councilmen, people here, we have a hard time meeting. And, I know no one likes to meet on Sundays.
Thank you.
But that shows that we are trying to keep this borough going, Jerry. But why are you here if you're so far against it?
Because you're meeting.
So you're doing the same thing we're doing. Anyway, no more argument. Anyhow,
Thank you, Mr. President.
I don't know if we can do this. We can maybe lower the council members from 5 to 3, so we could have meetings with just 2. I don't know if we're able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. President, that would entail a lot more money going to court again. You're already over budget. You're over $4,000 in legal expenses, not counting what you're going to do with the letters. How are you going to budgetary transfer money? Where are you going to budgetary transfer it from?
Well, you have to remember too, Mr. Spade, that one of the reasons it costs more is because you went to court and protested it. So, the last time. So that added more to it.
Anyways,
It's no secret. We have a hard time getting anybody to serve on council.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean-
and we all know the reason.
We had to have 4 people appointed, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Roughly a year and a half, we'll say.
like you know.
And that year, council wasn't able to meet until April because of the legal, for the first 4 months, the legal issues. So reducing the members from 5 to 3 would allow, like he said, would allow us to have 2 people hold a meeting. Which, I hate to say it, but there's less and less volunteers for everything.
Has anyone applied, Mr. President? Has anybody applied?
Nobody has applied, nobody's shown
At this
interest.
And nobody was on the ballot for next election?
It's
There will
not this
be.
year. There's no local
But
elections this year.
DC, this doesn't happen overnight. DCED said, get the process going now. If somewhere through the process you want to stop or you see it's going to cost so much, begin the process. We sit here and people nitpick at what the motion is. The motion is to begin it, and that's the way DCED told me to write it. That's why I did.
We've had no interest whatsoever so far. We only have a month to fill the vacancies. After that, we're in violation.
Well, it goes to the vacancy board. I mean.
There's a
did
vacancy
approve-
board.
You did approve their resignations.
Yes,
When was that approved?
last meeting,
Last meeting.
So you have till the 2nd? to
I have the
appoint.
dates. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
which
You have
we've
30
had.
days, and
I
then
don't know
after
what
that,
the dates were, but I knew.
and
there
then
was
after
one.
that, it goes to the vacancy board.
Who is the vacancy?
The chairman of that is Joe Adam, who, along with these people, do that, and that's 15 days. And then after that, it goes to the judge.
Yeah.
So what does he do? What do you put the taxpayers' names in a hat? Last time, thanks to the mayor, there were 4 people who volunteered. So it went through very well.
Has
I-
the
I've
positions
asked
been
different people
advertised?
in the borough about running for council, get on council. There was a few, I'm not gonna say how many, there's more than 2, maybe more than 5. But They all told me the same reason why they don't want on council,
need a
and
second.
I'm not gonna say why. But they all had the same answer, why they will not serve on council. And that's about all I can say. I've been trying to find someone to take it.
Oh, fine. And it was advertised in the paper for quite a few days.
And it was advertised on Facebook also.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President.
So it isn't like people don't know about it. They just have their own personal reason why they don't want to.
If they don't have time, I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
she has a 40-hour-week job, I have a 40-hour-week job, she works a second job, I have my woodworking shop that,
And for me, it's no problem. They're like you say, like Short and LaDawn, they're working.
I think people need to realize last year, the other year about being red flagged because of our almost going under.
Fire.
So thanks to Paul Zupich and the board or the council at that time, it brought us up, but we're still under a watch, it's called. It's not a red flag. We're allowed to get the grants, which we've been doing, but it's a watch. And there are going to be some people, I had a woman here from DCED the other day working with me, and there's going to be some more of that done in August. So this council is trying the hardest they can to keep this borough going and do the things that have to be done. And if it can't be done, no more borough. So,
I mean, she works every night, usually 6 to 9, so we get it reduced down to 3. 2 of us can have a meeting, me and Rick could meet during the week then instead of the weekend. It's just,
I don't think you should let her out of it.
we could do this,
You don't need a
So you're
meeting.
not looking
we could always go
You're not-
back up.
You're not looking at decreasing the borough council size, just the requirement to hold a meeting.
No,
No, they want to reduce
Okay.
it
the
to 3.
borough council size because
Yeah.
majority,
But
You mentioned that if you and Rick met,
we can always raise that.
once we get it down to 3
Working.
people, me and Rick can just meet.
Yeah, we can raise that
Two
if
people
if
can
we
meet.
get people interested, that's where we'll be able to fill more seats, then that could be raised, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, 2 would be your quorum then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but right now we're looking at something, trying to keep the borough going right now. I mean, we're getting down there, putting or nothing right now.
Like Mary Sue said, this is just to get the ball rolling on it. If it's gonna cost an absorbent amount of money that we can't afford, then
We're trying to do the best we can, and to do the best we can, trying is better than not trying. So there has been no proof here that we haven't been trying.
And with inflation, the taxes weren't raised for over 20 years. They've never been raised, not even half a mil or anything. But yet in those 20 years, all the expenses here have gone up. And you can it's a business, but you can compare it to your own home too. You have so much coming in, but we're starting to get too much going out with things raising. Yeah, Diane's on it, but.
So yeah, it's just something to help us be able to do more work, get some more stuff done. Don't have to cancel meetings. As you know, that's the hardest thing to do. You do that.
And it's looking good for the grants. I mean, the grant money that's out there now is quite unbelievable. And we hope to be working on a park grant too, because that's wide open. So we get the roof done, the furnace done, some other things done. Pretty soon, well, I forget how many years. I think there's 5 more or 3 more years doing the truck loan yet, then that'll be off. By that time, then the loader will break down.
Don't say that.
It's always something.
But the grants for the park would require you to go seminars. So in order to get those grants, you have to go to those seminars.
And we'll do what we can do.
motion.
That's all we can do.
I
Feedback you can't, Jay.
I
We're-
have not found that
we're
out
not
yet,
you.
so.
Thank goodness.
If it is,
We're
it
not
is,
you.
we'll-
But we do what we can.
And I do want to tell everybody, I do apologize for Sundays. Sunday's supposed to be a relaxing day, go to church. You know, but obviously our preachers and pastors all work because they're preaching to us, you know what I mean? So I do apologize, and I apologize that, you know, it almost takes, every family nowadays takes two people to work and side jobs, you know? And things go up, you know, you got families to raises, and it's hard on everybody, and it's, you know, we're trying the best, and that's all I can tell everybody else. You know, just bear with us is all we can do.
If people disagree with a lot of stuff we're
You
doing,
know, if,
let them come here and tell us, or let them sit behind this table.
I'll be glad to.
If they have no
swim
interest
in,
being
you
here
know?
or out there, you know, they really don't care.
A thought just crossed my mind.
Uh-oh.
You guys have to advertise meetings, right, in the paper?
Yeah.
And there's a cost for that?
Yes.
So should you, instead of doing it every other week advertising,
We do it for the whole year. I
We
think.
only
Well, you
did,
did
no,
for the-
no, we only did that because we weren't sure what was going to go
Yeah.
on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Originally, it was advertised differently.
Yeah,
but
didn't yours
well, what I'm
advertise?
saying is, now it sounds like you're gonna meet on that Sunday, whatever Sunday it
We'll
is.
decide today. It's a,
Well,
each meeting there, it could
Well,
be
I'm
something
just
different.
trying to save
Yeah.
a couple dollars on advertising.
oh, yeah,
yeah,
we're trying to, you know, yeah, that's what we're trying to work around to get things to where we're on a steady schedule.
But there was a lot of catching up to do too.
That's it.
And when some of these grants, and stuff, you have to, there's timelines on them too, and you have to work at it to get that, and,
That's right.
I really encourage people to be on the council. If you're a taxpayer, you need, and, you know, I can't because I live in McCary Township, but that's not a requirement for the secretary, who really isn't the pseudo-secretary, but that's become a big joke in town. So, you wanna call me that, fine, you can call worse than that. But, I'm in here legally and I know that, and that's what makes me feel good. And I'm here to help, this is my community too. And,
What's the qualifications for a councilman?
you have to live in the borough for at least a
Next
year.
year,
Register to vote,
register to vote,
18.
registered
To
vote.
be a
and
voter.
you have to be 18 and older,
have a pulse.
and have a pulse.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
much it.
What'd you say, have a pulse?
Have a
And
pulse.
Well,
Thank you.
but according to your statement, Mr. Spade, they also need a clearance.
they don't
So,
need a clearance.
We don't, but I gave you one.
but at least register
For
to
me.
vote.
I have to have.
You
a
made
clearance.
that statement about me. That
No, I
I
didn't.
needed, where's the clearance for me?
Wait.
Yes, you did, look back on your videos.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. On your little words there,
Right to know.
right, where's, did they do a clearance check on Mr. Nordelli?
I can ask that
Sticky
question, and you didn't have to, just like
But
you.
And
you're,
you
What?
don't have to even.
that's why
answer.
you got it, just to please you, Jerry.
You don't need.
I see the big smile on your face. I'm sure that made you happy, didn't it? That you got the clearance, that I'm A-okay to be on this council,
If you knew that you didn't have to do it, why did you do it?
to please you.
That's, we
Who
always.
am I?
You requested it, you're a member of the borough, you requested, you asked for it, I gave it to you. I'm doing what the
Thank you.
people of the borough wants done, to the best that I can.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
If it puts a smile on your face, that makes me happy, that makes my day, Jerry. I'm glad you're happy that you got my clearance, I'm the only one that had to get one.
Motion to begin the process to reduce the number of council members. Have a motion?
As much as
Who
I
we
hate
want?
to.
Motion to the council members.
Oh, yeah,
Last page.
okay. I make a motion to, about reduce the number, if it's legal, from 5 to 3, so we can continue to hold meetings.
If it's legal. It was DCED who told me.
It's legal.
It is, because Mahaffey, I believe, has
Uh,
only
Grampian.
3.
Well,
Grampian
DCD.
has- Mahaffey has 5.
Yeah.
But Grampian
DCED
has
runs
7 and went to
everything in the
5
state.
and went to
What about New
3.
Washington?
Okay, well, instead of saying legal, you
I
see
think they-
that. I missed that part, I'm sorry.
5, okay.
2 seconds.
I second that emotion.
I got a motion by Rick, second by LaDawn, to begin the process to reduce number of council members from 5 to 3. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, now,
Secretaries.
I'd like to bring another thing up. The furnace. we gotta get it fixed to get through the winter, at least this winter. Till we find out about getting a grant to get another replacement or whatever. I would like to make a motion to let Andy or whoever down
You
Lucas's,
can't, it's number one here.
You can't put in, we can
That's why,
request them
remember
for-
I said, you people.
okay, we're not, we're gonna let the fairs go.
No, you people have to work with me on what you want on the agenda.
Mr.
Okay.
I
President,
did,
Mr. President, he could make a motion to deal with that, to add it to the agenda.
He-
And,
Yeah,
I'm
I was just
and,
gonna get.
and anything is an
Will
emergency.
you please make him stop?
I mean, if we make it an emergency situation, which it is.
No, it's not, you have enough time yet. Let me work on this grant a
Furnace has
little
a
bit
lot
and
of stuff
see.
needs done to it.
Do it in 2 minutes.
would that be considered under emergency?
I feel like it would be.
I gave you the stuff from Joe that he wrote down, if and when and blah, blah, blah.
I
okay?
got that, I read that.
And you have gone and done some more research on it. Wait till everything's in, give me a couple weeks here to find out about this grant. Because if you don't have to put out any money, that's what you want.
Well, you're not gonna get a grant, I don't think, fast enough to put a new furnace in time for winter.
I don't think, but that meeting with DCED next week,
Oh, okay.
or next month will let us know that, so.
Mr. President, I think the council has the right to do what they want.
All right, we'll table it to get more information. Secretary's report?
I believe that too, Jerry, but I'm
Oh,
bound by law on stuff that I have to do too. And the law says that it has to be on the agenda, and I just talked to them earlier about they need to work with me to do the agenda, so I know what to put on it. I didn't make this law. Pennsylvania law says you have to do it. It was done in August of '21. They changed these rules.
Mr. President, my response would be, the council, under 1005 of the Borough Code, has the power. You can overrule your secretary. If Mr. Nardelli wants to do what he wants, all he has to do is make a motion to,
We'll put it on the agenda for next meeting.
thank you, Mr. President.
Secretary's report?
And I really think we're going to have to go and do something about the rules of decorum here, okay? I think we're going to have to work on that legally too. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to be home too, but some people drag the meeting out by interrupting all the time. So I think we're going to get a legal decorum going here.
I agree.
Mr. President, during the discussion,
Please.
Title 65 says that
You
that
can
the
have
public.
questions before, and then if we have any time after, we'll address those, please. I just wanna get through the meeting so I can get home and get to work, please.
Secretary's report?
Okay. Haven't heard from the engineers yet. I left 2 messages with them about the bridge. I'm anxious to see how they did with that. Again, it came down to those 2 things, the wooden one or the cement one. So they're working on that. I've been spending a lot of times watching the webinars. I've been reading, that's how I found out about the grants. I call about them, I'm trying to do my best to research them. That's a goal of mine, is to try to get the grants in. The roof, the furnace,
Have we had anybody check the roof? Like how bad it is?
it's patent, it said it's fine, I mean, Wall said right now, it's fine.
Do we
he
have
and my
shingles
son
coming off, or-
Patched it last year and it's doing fine so far, but with the age of it, it's something you don't know.
It's not leaking, don't,
Yeah.
it's not work, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
And you're right, because things were left go so long, and I don't know why they never put spouting on the building. There's only a piece of spouting over there, and Walt had done that because it was coming down and people coming in. But it makes the basement wet, real wet. I mean, it gets in puddles when it rains, because there's no spouting to take it away from the building. So that's not good, so the day comes when you can get a new roof, you gotta put some spouting, because that's a shame. it makes the coal wet, it makes the whole, everything wet down there.
A lot of what's making the coal wet is that door needs redone.
That
Coal
one,
bend door.
what's the one over here too?
That's the coal bend door.
Okay,
There's a metal one outside the door there.
on the
But
side.
the one going past the steps down,
The
going
steps,
down.
okay, I know which one.
On that side of the building. On this end of the building, it's the door to the coal bed, and it's beyond repair. It needs replaced.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. Rick's been working hard too. He's been helping the guys to go through this stuff and.
Come up here every morning, don't I?
That's
Cause I always scare her.
Okay.
Well, don't do that.
Next meeting,
Okay. Do you wanna do a meeting on the Sundays and then like 2 weeks later do
Well, we can't do
Like
nothing
not
about that reducing until you're,
what do we do, like a
On that other,
workshop
what?
thing?
And I-
Workshop things or no?
I have to find, I have to ask you what
Yeah.
the process is. I don't know.
it'd probably be best to have, that's the only time you can get off, is on Sundays for right now.
Right now, just in the afternoons, cause I still work Sundays, but just in the afternoons.
So what would be the best Sunday for you right now, for next month?
Okay, so I have the 13th and the 27th open.
27th, good?
it's good for me.
Good for me.
Okay.
Any day's good for me.
27th August,
I don't care whatever
Sunday.
you do.
And we'll do at 1 o'clock. Is that good for everybody?
Good to me.
on 1 PM on the 27th.
27th of August.
It's not on here. But I would need a motion to pay the bills, keep the borough running for the month.
Which we need to.
I knew I'd forget something.
Well, that has to be, that's
It's not on.
mandatory, that,
It's not on. I can't pay any bills in. They're all paid.
I motion that.
that would be an emergency.
As I said, it's not on the agenda, so.
Yeah.
We'd have to pay them.
Yeah, they have to be paid. So I would think that'd be emergency.
She made a motion.
Yeah, I second it.
Got a motion by LaDawn, second by Rick to pay the bills, keep the borough running. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Who made the motion?
Hold on.
I did first.
LaDawn.
That was done under emergency thing.
Then a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
I second it.
I got a motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Are you hiring the person who's listed on the agenda?